Hey Tamers, and welcome to another deck profile. Today we got my boy Titamon. Well, that's Gabumon, but Titamon. Finally, we get a new Titamon in BT11. We're in 11 still, yeah, with BT11, and he is so fun to play. I actually thought I had a deck profile of the Titamon, but I don't. I actually just have a battle back when I started my YouTube channel, and yeah, anyway, let's get into it. So I am going to tell you right off the bat, the best deck for Titamon as of right now is the Sunamon from BT6. Once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, you draw one. And that's what Titamon does. The new one and the old one, you trash a card from your hand and it is an effect. So therefore, Sunamon triggers. And of course, other cards allow you to trash from your hand as well. So Sunamon just helps you with that draw engine and get pieces much faster into your hand. So 4 of the Sunamons. For the rookies, the best one that you could run in this Titamon deck is the Gabumon from starter deck 6, because he has that one attacking, you draw one card, and then you trash one from your hand, which will trigger the old Titamon's effect, which we'll get into. Really, really fun. That is a way to do it, since Titamon's old effect is when digivolving. He trashes from his hand, but then this allows you to do it every turn when you do attack. So Gabumon, best one for sure. Second, we got the Goblimon from BT6 as well, just because you want that DP boost. Titamon is a 12,000 DP, and you know, swinging, there's a good chance that you are going to survive, but do you really want to take a chance and die? No. So you want a DP buff, especially if you want to run over other Digimon as well. So Goblimon, when you trash a card from your hand using one of your effects, this Digimon gets 2000 DP for the turn. So Goblimon for that DP. Up next, a little bit of floodgate cards here. 3 of the Gazimon, self-explanatory, just choking your opponents from gaining memory that is not Tamers. And then of course this is also good against a Beelzemon matchup, because you know they're trashing those slingers, gaining memory. They're trashing the Wizardmon promo, gaining another memory. So this helps so much with that. And then up next, we got 2 of the Psychmons, just for the cross heart matchups. That's pretty much it. You don't need to run it if you don't want to. I kind of wanted to make like a balanced Titamon deck. And then with, of course, BT12 coming out, I don't know if we're going to have much cross hearting going on. With the rest of Digimon, we might. So you might see some play with Psychmon. But Psychmon, all turns, players can't reduce play cost, right? So, of course, also, if they're going to drop Death X, they can't reduce it. They have to play it by full cost. Then, last but not least, we're playing 2 of the Guillaumons. On deletion, if this card was deleted by an effect, gain 1 memory, which it will come up, and we'll get into it as I go into the deck profile. So that's it for my rookies. Quite a bit of rookies. What I like to do is, while I'm looking for my pieces, you know, you want to build up your trash, not as fast as like Beelzemon. It doesn't, like, it matters and it doesn't matter as much, because you can trash from your hand going into your from your hand to your trash, and then so that's why it kind of doesn't matter. You kind of have leeway of when you're able to trash. And so my point was that you could end up going for Rookie Rush, and then that way that builds your trash at the same time. So when you do play that old Titamon, which we'll talk about, then you can just go ahead and play a rookie for free, because you do have them in the trash already, if you don't have a level 4. Moving on to level 4s. I'm doing the Ginkaku package. So we're running 4 of the Ginkakumons from BT6. A lot of this deck is from BT6, as you can see, obviously. This Ginkakumon, once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, you gain 1 memory, which is phenomenal, because Titamon costs 4. The new one, it can, you know, you gain memory back, but what if they have a Gazimon on the field now? You can't, and then of course this blocks it too, so then therefore you're screwed. So that's Ginkakumon. I think this is the second best card of the package to have. And then of course the second one, we got 3 of the Ginkakumon. This one, when attacking, you may trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. One thing to note here is, let's say you have a Gabumon underneath, right? You have the Gabumon and then you have the Ginkaku. You have to trash, just because you trash from here doesn't mean this triggers. You have to trash 1 to trigger this effect, which is good, because sometimes if you don't have Gabumon, you need a way to trash a card from your hand, and that's the way to do it. So 3 of those, and of course, when attacking, you may trash one card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Don't know if I read that already. And then, of course, last but not least, the best one to run is the promotes. I am running 3 just because of the play cost. It costs 6, and you draw fairly quick, so you'll see it. There hasn't been times where I don't have it in my hand. Why is this so good? So the Ginkakumon promote has Rush, right? So Rush, if you don't know what that is, as soon as you play this card, if it's still your turn, you can go ahead and attack. It doesn't have the summoning sickness. On play, you may place one Ginkakumon and or Ginkakumon from your trash in this card's Digivolution cards in any order. If you place 2 cards with this effect, trigger draw 1 and gain 1 memory, which is really nice, because that's going to have your Titamon go from 4 cost to 3 cost. So if you're left at 3, it's going to pass to 4, but then you trigger this one Digivolving effect. And if you're able to play the promotes with these 2, now you're drawing and you're gaining 1 memory back, going to 0, allowing your Titamon to get his effect going, which I know I'm kind of getting a little ahead of myself. But now here you gain that memory back, you draw. Not only that, now you can attack, use Ginkakumon's ability, trash a card from your hand, you gain another memory, so now you gain 2 just for playing him and attacking. And then obviously promote is used to either close game or of course just another free swing when it comes out. So that is the whole lineup with the Ginkaku promote, which we'll talk about a little more combos later on. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I love this deck. I actually really like this deck, and it's so fun to play. Moving on to the level 5s now. 4 of the Black War Growlmon, and it is not from BT6, it is from BT5. Main Digiburst 3, so that's another way of getting cards into your trash if you don't have any. When you Digiburst, you can play 1 level 3 purple Digimon card from your trash without paying for its memory cost. Any on-play effects don't trigger, which is good. So in a sense, that's why I kind of run that Guilmon, right? Or even if you're not going to pop the Guilmon using a Black War Growlmon's in here, which we'll talk about, then you can just go ahead and, you know, if you're going against a Crosshard deck, now you play a Psychmon, and or now you'll play a Gazimon, right? So it's really good. Another thing too to note is if you do Digiburst and the Gazimon is underneath, you Digiburst the Gazimon, that goes in the trash, and then you can actually play the Gazimon from its own source. So keep that in mind. If you don't have anything in your trash and you're able to Digiburst for 3, you can Digiburst and then you can pick out the level 3 or level 3 and place it, and now you got 2 bodies on the board. You can't do that. Up next for the Inherit, we got when attacking once per turn, you may delete one of your other Digimon to unsuspend this Digimon. So this Black War Growlmon allows your Titamon to become kind of a OTK style Titamon, if that makes sense, right? You'll Digiburst and you can put Guilmon if you like, and then when you Digivolve into Titamon, you'll swing. You could use Black War Growlmon's Inherit, pop the Guilmon, gain a memory since he was deleted by an effect. And now, yeah. So there you go. That's a little combo there. That's how we're running 4 of the Black War Growlmons. Next 2, I'm doing 2 of the Rebellimon because it is so good. When Digivolving, you may trash 1 card from your hand to have this Digimon gain blocker and retaliation until the end of your opponent's next turn. All turns this Digimon is treated as black. That doesn't matter for this deck profile. He is so good because if, again, you're going to give retaliation and blocker to your Rebellimon, they're going to swing with something. You have blocker, you could block something, and then they're going to think twice about swinging over it because you have retaliation. It is just for that turn. What makes this Rebellimon also really nice is when you Digivolve, you get to trash 1 card from your hand. So you can also activate Ginkaku's effect here. When you trash something from your hand, then you gain a memory. So now when Digivolving, basically he's going to cost 2 instead of 3. Potentially kind of helping you turbo into Titamon. So 2 of the Rebellimon. And then this next ultimate I really love. I used 4 of back in the day, but now it's not really as relevant. 2 of the Skull Greymons from BT6. Phenomenal card. When you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, you may place it under one of your purple Digimon at the bottom of its Digivolution cards. When attacking, you may trash one card in your hand to have this Digimon gain 3000 DP for the turn. So it's a 10k hitter if you have Goblimon underneath. Now he is a 12,000 DP hitter. His inherit is Retaliation. So now, what's really nice, if you end up Digivolving into the Rebellimon, you know, you trash something, you know, you're at 2, you trash something because you have the Ginkaku underneath, and now you go back to 0. When you do Digivolve, you'll trash, let's say you trash Skull Greymon. Now he's going to have the Retaliation indefinitely. That's just a little, just giving you an example here. You really wouldn't do that because he already has Retaliation in itself. What I love about Skull Greymon is that you could give it to any level Digimon, right? There's no restriction once he gets trashed from your hand. And of course, there's ways to do that. So let's say you Digivolve into the Rebellimon, you trash a Skull Greymon, and you have a suspended Gazi that you don't want to get deleted. Now you just put the Skull Greymon underneath, and now the Gazimon has Retaliation, and they're probably not going to swing into it unless it's another rookie, and they'll kind of stalemate anyway. So that's pretty cool. Also, if you end up doing it, you know, you Digivolve, and then they have like a level 6 on the field or a level 7 that's suspended. Basically anything that's stronger than you, you end up putting the Skull Greymon underneath a level 3, level 4, whatever you have. And you can just go ahead and swing and take it down with Retaliation. And that's really it for the level 5s that we are running right there. Up next, the level 6s, you already know. Let's just start with the new one. I'm playing 2 of the Titamon from starter deck BT11. This one has integrated piercing, which is really nice, and it comes in clutch with this one Digivolving effect. You may trash up to 3 cards in your hand. If you do, for each card trash, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then for each suspended Digimon your opponent has in play, gain 1 memory. Do you know how good he would have been back in the day with Rookie Rush? Oh my god. Even if you just trash 3, suspend 3, and they have a board of 5, you're gaining 5 memory back. Please make sure you read that carefully, because you trash 3, then you can suspend up to 3, and then it's a period and a new sentence, and it says, for each suspended Digimon your opponent has, gain 1 memory. So it's kind of like a Nidhogg kind of thing where you can suspend only level 4s, level 5s, I can't remember, but then all the suspended go back underneath. So it's the same thing. So what's cool is, obviously, you know, even if you're at 1, you trash up to 3, and if they do have even 2 Digimon that get suspended or are suspended, you go back to 0, and now you can go ahead and swing onto one of their Digimon. And then of course, if it's a level 12, if it's a level 6 that has 12,000 DP, and you got Goblimon underneath, now he's gaining 2,000 DP because you already trashed. If you got Ginkaku, now you're gaining a memory, right? If I could find him. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now you're wondering, why am I only running 2? This card is good, but the OG Titamon, let me tell you, this card is amazing. When Digivolving, trash 1 card in your hand. Then you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying for its memory cost. Your turn. Once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, this Digimon gets 2,000 DP and security attack +1. That's why. That is why I run 4 of him. Okay. So, like I was mentioning earlier, when I had the level 4s, when you Digivolve, he trashes something, but after that, he doesn't. And that's where the Gabumon comes into play, or even the Ginkaku, where when you do swing, you're able to trigger it and trash something from your hand, triggering your once per turn ability with the Titamon, bumping him up to 14,000 DP. If you have Goblimon, now he's at 16,000 DP. Honestly, almost swinging over everything. And then you get security attack +1. And now here's where I'm saying, if you do have the Black War Growlmon, you end up, let's say, trashing, or even if you don't end up digibursting, I'm sorry. Right, if you don't end up digibursting, and you do have, it could be any Digimon whatsoever. Let's say you have the Guilmon there, and you just digivolve. So we're at 3. We'll digivolve for 4. Go ahead and withdraw. And now we trash one card. You can end up trashing. What's cool is that if you do have the Ginkaku in your hand, you trash it. Now it activates, and now you can play a level 4 or lower. You'll play Ginkaku Promote, and if you do have the pieces, there we go. Now you're drawing and gaining 1 memory back right there, and now your turn continues. And now he has security attack +1. He's at 14,000. Go ahead and swing. Now we got security attack +1. Then you can do 1 attacking. You can delete 1, so you can pop your Guilmon at that point. Go to 1. He goes away. And then you can activate the 1 attacking trigger, draw 1, trash 1. You can delete a level 3 if you want. And now he unsuspends. And then you check the 2 for 14,000. And now that's 2 checks. And now you can go ahead and swing again for another 2. That's 4. And now with the Ginkaku, you can end up swinging. And there, right there, is how you get rid of 5 security cards in that 1 turn, having 3 memory. Insane. Is there a way to finish it? Yes, there is. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll get to it. But there we go. That is why I am running 4 and why the Black War Growlmon is so good in this deck. Alright, and the sponsor of today's video is me. I just want to take a quick second to tell you guys to please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button if you haven't already. It would help me tremendously. These take a lot of work, as you guys already know. And yeah, that's it. That's a sponsor for today. So here we go. Here are the Titamons. Last and definitely not least, we're running 2 Nidhogg's from BT7. So clutch. So clutch. When you trash this card in your hand using one of your effects, gain 1 memory. So now going through that combo that we just went through, instead of trashing the Ginkaku, let's say you already had a Ginkaku in the trash, you trash Nidhogg, and now you would have an extra memory. Really nice. And mind you, it can happen once per turn. So if you do end up having both, you trash 2, now you're gaining 2 memory. It also has a good 1 digivolving effect. When digivolving, you may trash 1 card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower, which is really nice if there is a Gazimon on the field, if there's a Psychmon, if there's a blocker and you need to close game out, you can end up digivolving to Nidhogg, pop that blocker, and then just swing for game. So Nidhogg is really nice. Those are the level 6s that I am running. We are running a total of 8. Now for level 7s, I am not using Death X. Can you use it? Sure. But yeah, I mean, if you want to use Death X, you could cut out 1 or 2 of the rookies since the rookie count is a little high. Or you can cut out 1 Nidhogg, or, you know, however you want to play it. In this deck profile, I am not using Death X. Can you use it? Of course. Moving on to the Tamers. 1 mat. Just 1. It's like Calling from Darkness, of course, right? Except I'm not popping one of my own Digimon because I kind of don't want to, besides the Guilmon. And the chances of you having that, I'd rather kind of use it to get my little effect or my little combo going. So we got Matt to return 1 purple Digimon card or purple option card from your trash to your hand. And then, as crucially important, is Memory Cell Tamer, leaving you at 3. We're just running 1. That's all. Next, Sora and Mimi. For a 4 cost, start of your turn, if your opponent does not have a level 4 or lower Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. We're not really running the Tamer for that. Does it kick in? Yes. Does it help? Tremendously. Because if you got these 2, now you're going to go to 5. You can do a lot with 5 memory. Even if they leave you at 1, she just puts you back at 3 if they do not have a level 4 or lower. The reason we're using Sora and Mimi is because when one of your purple Digimon attacks, you may suspend this Tamer to trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card from your hand. And what does that do? That triggers your Titamon, that triggers your Ginkakumon, that triggers all these the Goblinmon, that triggers that as well. So it helps you trigger your effects that need to be triggered by trashing cards from your hand. Phenomenal. One is more than enough. I was seeing it too much when I was running it at 2. Matt, you can run another one if you want, but this was a kind of a sweet spot for me. Those are the Tamers, just 2. Into the options, 3 of the Underworld's Call. 4 was too much. You will see that card way too much, and I needed to cut it. It is a really great card, but you'll see it too much, and then you're just going to be breaking and just holding it in your hand, and then you can't play it because you don't really have much in the trash. Underworld's Call, when this card is trashed from your hand by an effect, you trigger draw 1. Main ability, you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying for its memory cost. If you're at 3, you have no Digimon on the field, you need 1 more swing for game. You drop your Underworld's Call, and I'll pull it out real fast. That's what he said. Pull it out, and now it costs 3 because you gain a memory by placing all your combo pieces or all the pieces for promote. Draw, and now you swing for game, even though it's a 4 cost. So that's also one thing to do, and then you can delete a level 3 if that level 3 is a blocker. So Underworld Call is really nice, and then the security effect is the same thing. You just trigger the main effect. So now it happens where they're swinging, and now you can end up playing a level 4 or lower, so that if you want to go ahead and pull out Ginkaku, and let's say they're at 0 already, you play the little combo because they swing at your security. Sounds weird. And you played it, you gain a memory, and it ends your turn. Now you want to be mindful if you don't have Matt, because then you're going to start your turn at 1. If not, you can play a Gazimon. You could there's no blockers. I really thought of adding a I can't remember his name right now. The level 4 blocker that we just got from Beelzemon. He would be nice because obviously he's a blocker, and then when you on play you get to trash from your deck. But that's also a good alternative if you want to try that. So 3 of the Underworld's Call. Then little on the high count, you can definitely bring this down to 2, but I'm running 3 of the purple memory boost. Because we're running 1 mat, and you can change and have 2 mats if you'd like. Especially if they have a memory choker on the board, then these are kind of dull. However, these just help with revealing 4 cards from the top of your deck and gaining 1 purple Digimon from those 4, which is awesome because I'd rather look for pieces that I'm missing than trash cards straight from my deck to the trash from missed memory boost. This is exactly why I'm playing the purple memory boost instead of the missed memory boost. Then of course the delay. So even if they leave you at 1 and if you just have 1, I mean, you saw what you could do with 3 memory. You could still go into the Titamon and bing bam bam, you know? So purple memory boost, 3 of those. And then I was talking about, or I was saying that there is a way to finish off the game when I was talking about that huge combo where we swinged into security for 5 and then you still needed a finishing touch. We were left at 1. You would go ahead and play a Demonic Disaster. Demonic Disaster, you may delete one of your opponent's, not one of your opponents, that'd be busted. You may delete one of your Digimon to unsuspend one of your purple Digimon. So I'll put it really quick because for visual purposes, some people are visual learners like myself. Let's just say we had that, they both swinged. He had the Black War Growlmon underneath. He swinged again. That's 5. You're at 1. You go ahead and play that Demonic Disaster. Or if you had a Guilmon, you could do it on the Guilmon. Having Demonic Disaster costs free. In other words, big fat 0. And now you could either restand either or. And now you could finish the game. And I want to run more than 1 Demonic Disaster, but with Matt, you can get it back into your hand. And if you're chipping away, since like I said, you could kind of do like a pseudo rookie rush style because there are quite a few rookies in this deck profile. You're not going to need to swing that many times all at once unless you play reserved and you wait for that. And the security effect for Demonic Disaster, you may play 1 level 3 purple Digimon card from your trash without paying for its memory cost on play effects do not work. So it's good. Obviously, you could bring Guilmon, Gobblemon, any rookie, obviously, that's in the trash. I don't know, yeah, it's in your trash, helping you set up into your Titamon. Try this deck profile out. It is very fun. I would put this playstyle in a medium close to... It's easy to play. However, purple, if you play purple, you know purple is the hardest color to play as far as strategy wise. And you know, if you do this, you do that. If you don't do this, then you kind of, you know, you shoot yourself in the foot. This is it's also, I think, probably the most rewarding color to play once you hit everything off. Look for that video if you want to see the old Titamon from BT6. It was really fun. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.